The true scale of casualties following the violent crackdown on anti-government protesters in Iran remains unclear, but mounting evidence suggests it may be one of the deadliest periods of unrest in the country's modern history. A human rights organization based in the United States has confirmed that more than 6,000 people were killed during protests that erupted in early January. The group is continuing to investigate reports that could raise the death toll by an additional 17,000, as more evidence emerges from activists and witnesses on the ground. The demonstrations began in late December in the capital Tehran, driven by worsening economic conditions, rising inflation, unemployment, and widespread frustration with the government. What started as scattered protests quickly spread across the country, escalating into mass unrest. Security forces responded with extreme force, according to multiple eyewitness accounts, turning the demonstrations into a bloody confrontation that has left entire communities traumatized. An internet blackout imposed by the authorities has made it difficult to verify information and document events. However, during brief moments when satellite connections were available, several young Iranians were able to describe what they experienced. Their testimonies, combined with video evidence smuggled out of the country, paint a disturbing picture of widespread violence and systematic repression. Witnesses say security forces fired live ammunition from rooftops and moving motorbikes, targeting crowds without warning. Many protesters insist they were unarmed and peaceful, and that there were no clashes before gunfire erupted. Despite this, security personnel opened fire, killing and injuring people indiscriminately. Survivors say nearly everyone knows someone who was killed during the protests, highlighting the scale of the tragedy. The human rights group documenting the deaths reports that the majority of those killed were protesters, although dozens were bystanders who were simply in the wrong place at the wrong time. More than 90 of the confirmed victims were children. Investigators believe the real number could be far higher, as families are often pressured to remain silent and bodies are buried quickly without proper documentation. Preliminary evidence gathered by activists includes reports of bodies found in morgues with clear signs of execution-style gunshot wounds, including bullet holes to the forehead. Medical facilities equipped to treat injuries were allegedly used to store bodies rather than save lives. Experts reviewing this evidence say it points to systematic mass killing rather than isolated incidents. Security forces are also accused of raiding hospitals to search for injured protesters. Doctors and nurses who treated wounded demonstrators have reportedly been arrested, beaten, or detained. One surgeon was allegedly assaulted after being taken from his home. These actions have terrified the injured, many of whom are now too afraid to seek professional medical help. Some wounded protesters have been treated in secret by volunteer medics in private homes. One woman described how she and a friend were shot and helped into a car by strangers. She begged them not to take her to a hospital. In the days that followed, underground doctors cleaned their wounds and prescribed antibiotics, working quietly to avoid detection. Among the dead are individuals whose stories have resonated widely. One young social media influencer, known publicly by the name Baby Rider, was reportedly killed during the crackdown. Her family is said to be under pressure to claim she died in a motorcycle accident, but a close friend stated that she was shot by security forces. She was only 19 years old. Her death has become a symbol of the many young lives lost during the unrest. As the internal situation deteriorates, international tensions have also increased. The United States has warned Iran about its violent repression of protesters. While the American president has stepped back from immediate military action, the United States has significantly increased its military presence in the region. A large aircraft carrier accompanied by multiple destroyers has arrived in nearby waters, adding to an already substantial military deployment across the Middle East. American forces are stationed at bases in several regional countries, and recent weeks have seen the arrival of additional fighter jets and transport aircraft. Some of these planes are believed to be carrying advanced air defense systems. The aircraft carrier alone carries around 70 aircraft, including stealth-capable fighter jets designed to evade radar detection. The buildup gives the United States a range of military options, though officials have not confirmed whether any action is planned. Britain has also reinforced its presence by deploying fighter jets to the region, citing defensive purposes. Military analysts say potential targets could include Iran's military infrastructure, particularly elite forces responsible for internal security and regional operations. Another possibility could involve strikes aimed at the leadership itself. However, experts warn that any direct action carries serious risks. The collapse of the current government could lead to unpredictable consequences, including internal chaos or regional instability. Iran has responded to the buildup with warnings of its own. Government messages displayed publicly emphasize the country's missile and drone capabilities, signaling readiness to retaliate if attacked. This threat has made some regional allies uneasy, as they fear being drawn into a wider conflict. Despite the military preparations, it remains uncertain whether force will be used. The situation represents a delicate moment, with some observers believing the current unrest could mark the beginning of the end for the ruling system, while others caution that the outcome is far from clear. For now, the people of Iran remain caught between a violent crackdown at home and growing international pressure abroad. As investigations continue and more evidence emerges, the full human cost of the unrest is still unfolding, leaving the world watching closely and waiting for what comes next.